Hey everybody, it's me, Timmy Flyers Guy, and welcome to another episode of Timmy's Nostalgic Showcase. I'm your host, Timmy Flyers Guy, and this will be my first Flyers related episode, Philadelphia Flyers related episode of Timmy's Nostalgic Showcase. This will be the this will be the this will be the this will be my this will be this will be my first Flyers related episode. In today's episode, I'd like to do a video about Lindros. You see, this is part of nostalgia, 90s nostalgia and early 2000s nostalgia as well. Eric Lindros was here from he was here in 1992, 93, 93, 94, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. His last season was in 2000 for the Philadelphia Flyers. Before that, I want to talk about how the Flyers got to signing Eric Lindros. In 1991, there was a lot of controversy in the draft. The Quebec Nordiques drafted Eric Lindros, but Eric Lindros would not sign with the Quebec Nordiques. Eric Lindros decided that he was going to wait it out for a year. Waited out for a year, and before the Flyers had Lindros, the Flyers had their struggles. Well, the Flyers should not replicate their success in the 70s and their success in the 80s. Because the times were changing for the Philadelphia Flyers. The times were changing for the NHL, the NHL was going into the 90s. In 1988, in 1989, the Flyers, in 1989 was the Flyers' last playoff appearance for a while. In 1989, they lost to the Montreal Canadiens in the second round. We all remember that series where Axel got suspended, and then his suspension carried over into the 89-90 series. The 89-90 season for the Flyers did not make the playoffs in the 89-90 series. Then we get into 1991 where their struggles continued and they did not make the playoffs. 1990-91 season. 91-92, same thing. But the Flyers knew that the times were changing. The owner at the time, Jay Schneider, knew that the times were changing. And Ed Sutter knew it as well. So the organization, in 1992, Eric Lindros. Prior to that, in 91, Eric Lindros decided to sign with Philly. He made his debut in the 1992-1993 season, where he dazzled. Before, there was a lot of hype centering around Eric Lindros and his ability, his hockey skills. And the hype was real because before Lindros came to Philly, there was commercials all over Prism promoting the debut of Eric Lindros on their cable channel, Prism, which doesn't exist anymore. It is a defunct channel now. So, 1992-1993, Eric Lindros had a great season. He was impressing a lot of people that season. Even now, the team was still struggling. Eric Lindros was going to be the future of this hockey team. Then after that, in 1993, he suffered a knee injury that season in 93, 94. He was out for a couple of games. Eric Lindros did not miss a step that season, as he continued to impress the Philadelphia Flyers fans and the Philadelphia Flyers organization. 94, 95, the Flyers got bigger and tougher, adding a couple of new pieces to their hockey club. 93, 94, it did not make the playoffs again, but were close that season. 94, 95. The Flyers team got better. They made their first Philadelphia Flyers first appearance in the playoffs. Their first opponent, the Buffalo Sabres. Flyers handled them. Flyers took them down. Buffalo was outmatched for the Flyers in that season, going to the second round of the season. The Flyers completely swept the 1994 completely swept the New York Rangers. And the Rangers won the cup in 1994, and then, ironically, the Flyers in the 95 playoffs in the second round Eastern Conference semifinals eliminated the Rangers. They swept the Rangers in 4 games. Moved on to face off against the New Jersey Devils. Lindros impressed and was very impressive in that series with the Flyers. Flyers went up against the Bristol known as Martin Brodeur for the New Jersey Devils. Flyers were eliminated from the playoffs. That season, Eric Lindros made a heartfelt speech at one of the award ceremonies, and he said that they're going to do it. In 94, 95, 96 season of Flyers. Flyers, Lindros, more of the same for Eric Lindros. At this time, Eric Lindros became bigger, stronger, tougher, and meaner for his hockey team. In 95 and 96, they made the playoffs. In the first round, they faced off against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Flyers won that series, and we all remember the Eric Lindros went after Joanna for the Tampa Bay Lightning after Joanna tried to take Lindros out. In series, Flyers went on to the second round, where they faced off against the Florida Panthers. Flyers actually had a lead in this series against Florida, but Van Beesbrook turned into a brick wall in that series, and the Flyers were eliminated by the Panthers. Eric Lindros then played for Team Canada in the World Cup, and the Corsair Center was officially built for this Flyers team. It was a new arena built for the Flyers. And in the World Cup, Eric Lindros impressed. And then the 96-97 season, the Flyers, for a few games, did not have Eric Lindros for a few games, because Eric Lindros was out with injury for a few games, for like a few games. He finally made his return, and the Flyers were back to where they back to playing some good hockey again. Eric Lindros was an absolute beast in the 96-97 season. He was an absolute beast in the 96-97 Flyers season. Counter player Michael Ramberg, the Leafs went down to the top line in Philadelphia that season. Flyers wins in the playoffs. Their first opponent was the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Flyers beat the. I want to remind you that I will be doing a Mario Lemieux video soon, so stay tuned for that. So the Flyers beat the Penguins in the first round to go on to the second round, facing off against the Buffalo Sabres. Flyers defeat them. They go on to face off against the Rangers in the Eastern Conference Finals. They beat the Rangers. They go on to the Stanley Cup Finals. And there was a lot of hype about this Flyers team going into the Stanley Cup Finals against the very powerful Detroit Red Wings. A lot of people had hope of the Flyers. Flyers were going to capture their third Stanley Cup. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, as the Flyers were completely outmatched and outplayed by the Detroit Red Wings. They were swept by the Red Wings in 4 games, and the Flyers just weren't the same team after that. In 1998, Flyers were playing okay, but then Eric Lindros suffered a concussion in the game against the Pittsburgh Penguins. A hit from Darius Kasparaitis gave Lindros his first concussion. He came back later that season and just did not look like he was the same player anymore. He still was able to score goals. It was offensively, he was still good, but he wasn't the same Eric Lindros from previous seasons. Then the Flyers go into the 1998-99 season, 97-98 season Flyers. I think they made the playoffs that year, but were eliminated by the Buffalo Sabres in the playoffs. And we go into the 1998-99 season, where Eric Lindros continued to struggle. Flyers continued to struggle, but they were still playing good games. They made the playoffs that season. Then we go into 99-2000. And that's when that's when everything starts to go off the rails. The 99-2000 season, the Flyers are playing some good hockey. They're playing some great hockey. Eric Lindros had suffered a concussion that year. Flyers went into the playoffs without Eric Lindros. But the Flyers still managed to play good without him. And they beat the Penguins in the first round. Well, they beat the Buffalo Sabres in the first round. They move on to the second round against the Pittsburgh Penguins. They beat the Penguins. Then they go face off against the Devils. Flyers lose. Flyers, they lose the first game. The Flyers win the next 3. Flyers are up 3-0 in the series. They're up 3-0 in the series. And all of a sudden, the Devils start winning 2 games. Devils manage to tie the series up at 3-3. The Devils tie the series up at 3-3. Flyers go into a game. Lindros makes his return in one of the games. Flyers are on the road. Lindros makes his return. But it's a controversial decision by Bobby Clark to bring back Lindros. I kind of thought they brought him back a little too early. And when they brought him back, he scored 1 goal in that game. They go into a game 7. And the Flyers were doing pretty well in that game. All of a sudden, Eric Lindros takes one of the most brutal hits in hockey history from Scott Stevens, a hockey player known for his tough hits. He hits Lindros. Lindros gets knocked out. Lindros is out, and 2 seconds in, another concussion. This was Eric Lindros' last game. This is Eric Lindros' last game as a Philadelphia Flyer. It's a tough play for him, for Eric Lindros to go out with a concussion. Flyers lose that series. Flyers came so close. And just one hit reached on Eric Lindros turned things around for the New Jersey Devils. And the rails really started to come off for the Philadelphia Flyers. There was a lot of controversies behind the scenes. Eric Lindros and Bobby Clark did not seem to get along. General manager from the player. They just did not seem to get along. There was some contract disputes in 2001. Eric Lindros finally decided that Eric Lindros finally opted out of his contract. The Flyers in the 2002 season, Eric Lindros signed with the rival New York Rangers team. Eric Lindros was not the same. I mean, he still scored goals, but not many. Played for the Rangers for about 3 seasons. Then he became a Toronto Maple Leaf, and it didn't pan out for him. In Toronto, then he became a Dallas Star. It didn't work out for him then. And then that was it for Eric Lindros. He officially retired as a hockey player. Despite the negativity between him and Bobby Clark and Eric Lindros and the organization finally made peace with Eric Lindros. Years later, Eric Lindros was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame and Philadelphia Flyers Hall of Fame. The Flyers put the past behind them. Eric Lindros put the past behind him, and he was immortalized. I don't know if he was in the Hockey Hall of Fame, but he was immortalized into the Flyers Hall of Fame. One of the best sayings in life is that time heals all wounds. And the ill will Eric Lindros felt with the Flyers organization, and the ill will the Flyers felt for Eric Lindros officially disappeared, as Eric Lindros was forgiven by the Philadelphia fans, forgiven by the organization. Even though the fans were feeling angry with Lindros, deep inside they knew they still loved Eric, and they still recognized him for his contributions as a Philadelphia Flyer. And that's it. That's it for the Flyers right now. Right now, the Flyers have not really found that generational talent after Eric Lindros. They had Jeff Carter and Mike Richards, but unfortunately, same situation with them. Except there was a little bit of a different situation. As they were traded to the LA Kings, had much success in the LA Kings. So, Flyers really don't have that generational talent yet. They haven't met Jay Leashon, but Matthew Leashon is He is getting there, and he could be the future of his team. Years ago, Eric Lindros would have been the future of his team. With everything going on in his life, concussion, some of the concussions, we only see suffering a lot of concussions. They really put a damper on the future of this Flyers hockey team in the 90s and the 2000s. So that's all I really have to say about this here on Timmy's Nostalgia Showcase. Guys, thank you for joining me. And if you like this video, tell me some of your favorite Eric Lindros moments for the Philadelphia Flyers. Guys, thank you for joining me. And have a great day. In the next episode, I will be doing a Christmas themed episode. I will be talking about holiday themed wish books, I'll be talking about Christmas wish books. If you don't know what I'm talking about, stay tuned for the next episode, and I'll show you. Guys, thank you for joining me. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next episode of Timmy's Nostalgia Showcase. Thank you for joining me, and have a great day, everyone.